What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy Reactions video, and today we're going to be reviewing Trot, and also Raegen, and as well as Mazurka. So, my JP review actually didn't review Trot at all, because it was I was in the phase of where 5 stars aren't really worth reviewing anymore. But for the brevity of everything, I will review him this time. This is a completely new slide, so his STMR is quite good, but not really worth chasing. He has dual cast for all of his abilities besides escape and analyze, but that's not a big deal. He has a Provoke ability that allows you to have 90% Evian mitigation and physical and magical for himself. 100% Provoke, by the way, of course, as they always are. It's pretty decent if you need that. 90% is quite a lot, actually. 50% Evian physical and magical mitigation for all allies on cooldown. He also has a cooldown of 250% defense and spirit buff plus 60% physical mitigation, and he also unlocks his triple cast. That's good. 40% physical and magical mitigation just on a normal ability. His own burst at maxed, this is maxed, 270% defense and spirit buff, 50% general mitigation, 50% physical and magical mitigation versus Evians. So, he has some wind resistance buffs and things like that, but I didn't really mention all of his kit. This is the what you need to know. So the bad part about him really is that there's just no need for this. There's no need for this kit right now. I'm sure in the future maybe there will be an Evian boss where this guy will be top tier, but for right now, not so much. Evian bosses are just the most niche, least used races in the entire game, and if you were to talk about Dark Visions, you wouldn't bring this guy anyways because you wouldn't need it. You're pretty much going to be one-shotting most Evian bosses anyways, so just isn't needed right now. In the future maybe, but for right now not so much. So I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10 for a 5 to 7 star. That's a decent score. Here we have Mazurka, whose STMR is whatever. Infinite turns, fire imbue, which is good. You guys need to pay attention to that. Spell nullify ability, which is whatever. Spear break, gauge. I know people are triggered when I say gauge. Gauge. I'm gonna try and say gauge because I'm trying to emphasize this gauge. So there we go. Spear break gauge. Also has 2 evasion AoE stacks, which also wall chaining, which is decent. So if you need someone who can do fire and also someone who can do mirage stacks, that's pretty decent. Started right 63 times, not too bad. But 400% TDH and also the 5 times cap or 500%. So with Lightning's STMR, she'll have the 6 times cap. In both forms, plant killers. Her limit burst has 3 evasion stacks in her normal form, and her brave shift limit burst form gives her 20 times mod to her jump for 4 turns. And her limit burst is a fire 100 times mod with 30 hits, so I don't know what that's going to chain with, but it doesn't really matter too much because that's not her main focus here. The main jump is 90 times or 80 times mod with a 2-turn delay similar to Noctis and Arden in the future. Also gives 300% attack buff and removes attack break. Not too bad. Now here comes some terrible cons, unfortunately. Terrible equipment selection, not very good. Her normal form wants to be a provoker, but she has no passive evasion or passive provoke, so I think you just ignore one of the grandest abilities allows her to be a provoker or something like that. It's just not a big deal. And the main nail in the coffin is that she's a TTH Dragoon, whereas True Dual Dragoons are the big thing. And the reason for that is because there are some people who are asking, who is stronger, Edgar or Mazurka? And the answer will always be anything that can be True Dual easier than any other Dragoon. So that's why Edgar is so good, is because he has True Dual innately, so he doesn't have to use a whole bunch of things. Whereas if you want to make Mazurka good, you gotta make so many slots. Okay, first of all, you gotta make her dual wield. You gotta make her true to wield. You gotta have jump damage and then killers. Those 4 things you need. What does Edgar need? 50%, I think it's 50% true to wield, more jump damage, and killers. He only needs 3 things, and one of them is not really that big of a deal. So almost 2 things almost. Whereas Mazurka needs so many things for her to be. You need to sacrifice so many equipment slots to make her good, and she's still not stronger than Edgar. So there, I just there's your answer for everybody who's wanting to know. If you're listening this far in the video, make sure to type in hashtag Dragoon. Hashtag Dragoon. Anyways, yeah, there's your answer. Edgar is still stronger than Mazurka, and he's also much easier to use than her. So honestly, there really is no reason for to pull for her unless you like her. That's gonna be my comment on that. If you like her, you like her kit, you think it's useful for some reason. I'm not judging you if you think it's. I'm just saying for some reason if you think it is useful, then go right ahead. But I personally feel like she's not worth chasing. I don't think her kit is necessary. She's not useful for any trials. Edgar is still much stronger than her by a pretty decent margin, I think. Yeah, a pretty decent margin. So there isn't a need for. If anyone's still asking that in the comment section, well, I guess you didn't watch all this part in the video so far. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be giving her an 8 out of 10, just because she has some other things that she can do. But the main drawback is that she's a TGH Dragoon in a true to wield meta. Or here's the reason why. I think I may have said it. I may have forgotten to say it. The reason why true dual dragoons are so much stronger than TGH dragoons, hitting twice with true to wield is much better than hitting once with variants, and that's been proven many times now. So all in all, guys, Mazurka is just not worth it. That's my opinion. Of course, that's why you're here. Make sure you guys click the like button if you like my reviews. Anyways, on to the actual thing that people want to talk about. Raegen Super Saiyan is here, and he has fire and ice imbues available on both sides, I'm pretty sure. New passive. I'm saying pretty sure because it's been a while since I've looked at specifically the main things of his kit. I'm pretty sure it's on both sides now, but you really would just worry about his Brave Shift form. And one of the biggest buffs actually about him is that in the future, if you can shift into I'm sure most people know about it by now, but there's going to be a quality of life in the future that'll allow you to switch him into Brave Shift form before the fight even begins. So if you want to do it that way, you can prepare him, or you could stay in his normal form and prepare his Lone Burst up that way. Because basically what we want to be talking about here is, if you're not doing his Lone Burst every single turn, because he only has a few turns in his Brave Shift form, you want to be doing his Lone Burst every single turn. No pause. If you have even one turn of pause where you're not using his Lone Burst, that's your damages are going to be a lot less. It's just a lot less, and you're gonna feel it. So you need a support in order to make him be good. So he has a new passive that 200% attack buff similar to Randy to all allies back in the day where Randy did that. He has and also 50% or 50 MP restore as well. 100% human and demon killers. New aiming chain of 72 times. Also 100 little burst college fill passive, which is good. Brave Shift, 200% LB damage, 200% true to wield, 6 times cap, of course. And this Brave Shift Lone Burst has 150 times mod. Can revive all allies, but not a big deal because it's in a Brave Shift form. You don't really want to do that, like I mentioned, guys. And it can cover, but again, if you're not doing Lone Burst every single turn, you are losing damage. So you don't need to worry about any of his abilities in his Brave Shift form. If it's not called Lone Burst in his Brave Shift form, then you're not doing it. You don't even see it. You see nothing. You just see his Lone Burst. You don't see anything else in his kit. Lone Burst only. I'm trying to stress this out to you guys. This is the only way that he can be as strong as Sora, or slightly stronger than Sora in some ways, because he's not locked, I think, to an element. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he's not locked to an element. Yeah, it's elementless. So compared to Sora, who's locked to light, he is elementless. So it's quite good. So yeah, so for real, like, you just do his Lone Burst. You don't need to worry about anything else. And there are gonna be some cons, of course. No infinite turns, like I just mentioned, on those a few turns. I don't know what this, I must be, I made sure to check this many times back in the day, and I checked again. I'm pretty sure, unless he got a gold buff, he has 190% true to wield in his normal form. I might be wrong again about that on the global side now, but when I checked it, I'm pretty sure I added up it was 190% because he has like some things going on with that. So it's kind of weird. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and check. Let's check. Yeah, I just checked again, 190%. So unless he has a gold buff of some kind, I don't know what the. You basically have to pretend that he has 150%. That's how I always figured it out. Basically, just think that he has 150%. Ignore the 40% because you can't do anything about it. Like, even if you had something that had 10% true to wield, like, why bother? Just pretend that he has 150%. His normal form Elbrus is not worth it, only 2 turns of mod boost, whatever, on that one. Not a big deal on that one. And his damage will be hugely dropped off after his Elbrus phase is over. His Brave Shift form, he switches back to his normal form. You're going to notice a pretty big substantial drop. And then you're going to go right back into his Brave Shift form a little later, and then you're going to be good again. So, I'm going to be giving him a 9 out of 10. It would be a 9.5 if he was able to stay in his Brave Shift form permanently, but obviously there's no way that would happen. He'd be way too strong, guys. Way too strong. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and give him a 9 out of 10. That's a pretty high score, actually. So, for you guys who are wondering if he's worth equipping and using, he definitely is. He definitely is 100% worth using. So, that's going to be the review, guys. Make sure you guys click the like button on the review, and make sure it's blue. Because someone will do like a meme, like, oh, I said twice now, oh yeah, I'm gonna click off the like button. No, make sure it's blue. Make sure you subscribe if you're around here. Make sure you hit that notification bell so then you can see reviews like these more often. And that's about it. The JP review for Charlotte and the 4-star Xyle will be soon. Probably tomorrow morning. Since I'm not working tomorrow, I'll have more time to dedicate to the review instead of rushing it out. So, yeah, make sure you guys subscribe for all that kind of good stuff. And that's about it. So there was one keyword in this video, I'm not going to repeat it, but there's only one hashtag word in this video, and there was one in the middle of the video this time. So I hope you guys watched the whole thing, and I appreciate you guys. I love you. In a certain way, not the way you're thinking probably. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.